Hello, my name is Deane Nutter, and I'm here today to talk to you about the life science of DNA. DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, is the code that contains all the information needed to build what makes you. So, in order to locate DNA, we're going to go through the chain of what makes you. First, we have the organism. Then you have your organ systems. This is the image of the circulatory system. Then you have the organs which make up those systems. This is the heart. Then you have those tissues which make up the organs. And then you get down to the cells which make the tissues, the organelles inside of the cells, the molecules, and then the atoms that make up those molecules. As you can see here, DNA is on the molecular level of these cells. Where is DNA? DNA is inside the cell's nucleus. Inside the nucleus, there are different pairs of what we call chromosomes. Chromosomes are mainly tightly packed coils of DNA. This DNA consists of 3 parts in its nucleotide, or its building block. The first part is the phosphate group. The phosphate group acts as the backbone for the DNA. The second part is the pentose sugar, also called deoxyribose. Deoxyribose works with the phosphate group to create that backbone. Third, we have our nitrogenous bases. These are called this because primarily they are made out of nitrogen. There are 4 of these base pairs: adenine, guanine, thymine, and cytosine. The way I remember where these base pairs belong to and how they pair with one another is shown here. Adenine and guanine are always going to be called purines because they have a 2-ring structure. Thymine and cytosine are always going to be known as pyrimidines because they have a single ring structure. Adenine is always going to pair with thymine. The way I remember that is A goes with T, the apple goes in the tree. Guanine always pairs with cytosine, G goes with C, gas goes in the car. Now, how do these things pair together? Right here you can see that there's 3 atoms of hydrogen. These base pairs bond together through hydrogen bonds, which are loose bonds that enable it to be split apart and fitted back together as easily as possible. These base pairs help make what the code says and how to make certain cells, tissues, organs, and so on. The main goal of DNA is protein synthesis, the building up of proteins to make you who you are. How does this DNA achieve its double helix shape? Well, in 1953, James Watson and Francis Crick organized some experiments and were able to determine that DNA is in a double helix shape. They found this out by observing that the DNA seems to tilt. These phosphate groups and pentose sugars are hydrophilic, which means they like water, whereas the base pairs are hydrophobic, which means they don't like water and they don't absorb with it very well. So in order to avoid getting wet, these molecules are going to shift themselves and tilt in order to close up the gaps in between. While it does that, these atoms are going to somewhat collide. In order to avoid really bad collisions in the atoms, they're going to twist themselves into a spiral staircase form, and that is what creates that 3D spiral known as the double helix. This DNA and its shape is really important in how it helps create us in the human body. Thank you very much for watching this presentation.